So if you're thinking about making a move, whether you live in New York or not, you might want to consider living in New Rochelle, New York. If you're committed to living an upscale New York City lifestyle, New Rochelle might just be the place for you. New Rochelle, New York, whether you're thinking about selling a house and moving up, or if you're a first-time home buyer, New Rochelle, New York has everything that you might want. But first, my name is Marc Giles. Please like the video, subscribe below. My website's below if you're thinking about looking for houses in New Rochelle, anywhere in New York. Call me, text me. I'm always available to help you achieve your real estate goals. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk about the geography of New Rochelle. So New Rochelle is located about 17 miles north of Manhattan. That's right, it's super convenient. If you're working in Manhattan, you can get to Manhattan like that on the Metro North. We're going to show you more about that transportation system in New Rochelle, so stick with me. The east side of New Rochelle is on the water. This is one of the things that makes New Rochelle beautiful. It actually has some beaches, and you can see clear across to the Long Island Sound, all the way to Long Island. So New Rochelle has some great attributes to it that you'll definitely want to check out. Additionally, New Rochelle has some of the most beautiful skylines. You can see the skyline of Manhattan from many parts of the New Rochelle area. You can see the beautiful views across the Long Island Sound. So there's some really nice attributes that you're going to love about visiting and living in New Rochelle. So the prices of the homes range from $2 million to $20 million. In these majestic, beautiful neighborhoods. Now, if you're living a more modest lifestyle, you can buy a one-family home in New Rochelle, and you could probably get it anywhere between $550 and $650 in that area. And you'll find sometimes multi-family homes. New Rochelle is famous for having some of the most beautiful multi-family homes, so you could actually have a rental income coming in while you live upstairs to help you subsidize your living lifestyle, and still enjoying the beautiful areas of New Rochelle. Then you have your suburban lifestyle. So if you just want to have a beautiful home with a lot of grass around it for you and your family, you will find that too. So what we found is the average price point of a home in New Rochelle is about $850,000. Also, additionally, New Rochelle has condos and co-ops that are available. Let's talk about the transportation system in New Rochelle. Stay tuned, because coming up, we're about to talk about the New Rochelle transit system and how you can commute back and forth to New York City or to wherever you want to go in Westchester County and beyond. All right, that's the train coming. This is the we're about to enter the New Rochelle train station to give you a sense of what it's like to commute from New Rochelle, New York to Manhattan. Grand Central Station, check it out. All right, getting around in New Rochelle has never been easier. This is the train station, and you have the bus station right over here, and you can hop on a bus that will take you anywhere in Westchester County. In fact, you can get to Yonkers, New Rochelle, well, anywhere in New Rochelle. You can get to Mount Vernon, White Plains, and even way upstate New York. The transportation here is excellent. In addition to that, you also have these electric scooters. The city of New Rochelle obviously has embraced electric scooters, so you can just hop right off this train, hop on an electric scooter, and be everywhere you want to be, anywhere you want to be at any time. So let's talk about the New Rochelle school system. This is an amazing system. It's one of the greatest systems in all of Westchester. New Rochelle school system is phenomenal. Why? Because according to recent reports that I've read, the average student to teacher ratio is like 13 students to every teacher. That's incredible, especially if you're coming from New York City. I grew up in New York City, and it was like 30 kids in a classroom to one teacher. And there's a huge difference when you have that type of ratio. So New Rochelle has its own high school, 2 middle schools, 6 elementary schools, and an early childhood education. What that means for you, a lot of times in the 5 boroughs, we find we're sending our children to daycare centers, but in many of these districts in Westchester, you might find some early childhood education. So do your research, because it could offset a lot of costs that you would incur living in the 5 boroughs. Number 3, let's talk about the taxes and utility costs. Yes, New Rochelle has property taxes on every property that you will buy. And yes, the property taxes are higher than what you'll experience in the 5 boroughs of New York. However, you're getting a lot for those taxes. New Rochelle has its own police station, police system. It has its own libraries, it has its own fire department, has its own school system. These are some of the things that your taxes will go to paying for, so that you can keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening with your taxes. And I always invite people to go on down to your local town, to your local city, be aware of all of the votes that are happening, telling you what the taxes or the tax proposals are, so that you can actually vote on it. most of us and many of us do complain. However, are we participating in voting and being a part of this process of how the taxes are being derived that will be charged to your property? These are things that you want to stay abreast of and be aware of. Number 2, let's talk about the weather in New Rochelle. It is absolutely gorgeous around the summer and the springtime. You got to check it out. Winter is cold. If you like the cold, which I do, you're going to find some enjoyable things. So we enjoy all 4 seasons in New Rochelle. And you'll find that New Rochelle has some of the most beautiful foliage, the beautiful parks. And like we said, along the Long Island Sound, you have so many different parks and marinas where people park their boats. They enjoy that summer and that spring weather, and you can enjoy it yourself by being in the parks and looking at these people jet skiing, going on boats. We saw a lady painting a painting as her boat was floating down the Long Island Sound. There's so many gorgeous things about New Rochelle. And like we said, if you want to get out of town, you can head on down to Manhattan and enjoy the waterways down there. You can go all the way up to Connecticut. We're going to do a video about all of the beaches in Connecticut, so stay tuned, subscribe to the video. You're going to want to see those beaches in Connecticut, as well as the beaches in the Bronx. We're going to do one about that too. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. Once again, my name is Marc Giles. I'm a mortgage loan originator, as well as a licensed real estate agent. Today's bonus tip is the FHA government loan program. Many people are walking around thinking that you need a 20% down payment in order to buy a house. And what do? They keep waiting, they keep saving and hoping that they'll get up to 20%. However, the price of homes keeps creeping up. So how do you keep up with this cost of inflation while you're saving your money? So what I do is I provide a lot of education about these different types of loan programs that are provided by the government that make home affordability a blessing for you. So anytime, call me, text me, and I'll tell you anything you need to know about the FHA loan program, which allows you to buy a house with as little as 3.5% down. That's right. So you're going to want to learn more about that. Always give me a call. No problem.